The great lock-in, right? I really call it the great cosplay. That's what it is. It's just the great cosplay at the end of the day. There's so many guys now posting all about the great lock-in and how this is the time where, you got 4 more months left. We got to lock in. You know how that goes. It's basically a rebrand of the winter arc that was last year and the years before. They found a new name, right? Ripping off the great reset that's supposed to happen in 2030. Now, I'm not here to be a hater, right? I actually appreciate the fact that there are men who are choosing to do that. But I also know the reality that a lot of men are not going to actually quote unquote lock in. What you're going to see are a lot of men who basically cosplay as David Goggins and post little snippets of them doing work and training and locking in with a hoodie on. They're going to make these montages. By the way, when you're making montages, it's hard for you to actually do that thing at full intensity. So obviously it is staged. That's fine. It's good for inspiration, but it's all cosplay. And here's the thing, if you weren't quote unquote locked in before this time period that's coming up that they're saying is the great lock-in, you never had it. You never had it in you. It was never on you. If it took for people to announce that there is a great lock-in for men, you never had that shit. I'm gonna be real with you. And there's some of you guys that are watching, they're going to be offended. You're going to be like, no, well, what do you mean? I'm locked in. I'm like, are you? Or are you watching the other guys posting content about locking in? This is the craziest spectator shit I've ever seen. Where we're watching other, and I'm not saying we, like it's me and some of you guys are actually like, nah, I'm not doing that shit. But there's men who really sit there and speculate and become spectators of other men who are basically documenting and being in the arena, and it's like being a spectator of another man locking in. Is that not cuck behavior? Potentially? Maybe? I don't know. I think it is. I think if you get to a point where you need this announcement that you need to lock in for the next 4 months, you were already cooked because you had all of these last 180 days. What were you doing during that time? What caused you not to focus on what it is that you wanted to do? Like, what was it? When did the lock-in never started for me? It's always been like that. That's like by default for me. I have to like turn off. There's some men, they need to be turned on, pause. And it's like, wait, what? You have to be turned on to finally just take your life seriously? The great lock-in, the great cosplay, the great, let me put on a mask and act like I'm David Goggins. Let me start to really just bring out, all these different Jocko Willink, all the grind set types. This is when they come out. This is when they shine. Now, a lot of self-improvement coaches are going to make a lot of money. Props to them. A lot of fitness coaches are going to make a lot of money. Again, props to them. And there's a lot of people who will remain in the same state and then they're going to fall off over the next few weeks and then they're going to wait until New Year's, new year, new me, go back to the same cycle. And it's always a perpetual cycle of waiting, going on bursts of this grind set, this lock-in period, right? I need to lock in. You know how annoyed I was when I heard people say that shit? I feel like I'm just the Grim Reaper, or like I'm like Uncle Ruckus or some shit with this whole self-improvement. Because I don't care much for self-improvement. I care more about like really dissecting yourself and integrating the deep parts of yourself and going way deeper than the surface level bullshit of cold showers, running, and hybrid training and all this shit. Bro, there's such deeper things that people need right now, in my opinion. I think the last thing people need is a whole video around you taking a cold shower. This is how I think about it. And the reality is, you shouldn't even worry about the great lock-in. Have a goal, and I'll tell you how to do this. Have a long-term goal, give it a year, break it down into quarters, figure out what milestones you're gonna reach for each quarter, and then figure out for each month of that quarter, there are 3 months in a quarter, what are the milestones you're gonna reach per month. Then figure out what are the tasks I'm going to do every week for that month to reach those monthly goals. Then figure out what are the daily tasks I need to do to reach the weekly goals, because you're going to have weekly goals as well. And then figure out, okay, those are the daily tasks I have to do. I'm going to do this every single day for 1 year. That's it. That's how you plan out a whole year's worth of success. And you start the next day. That's how it works. But most men don't have plans. You don't have plans. You don't have structure. You don't have any of this shit. It's good to have a coach, but some people don't even execute with a coach. You know what I mean? It's not about locking in, bro. Because that should be like, yeah, if you're focused on one thing and you're doing one thing, 100%. You should be completely focused on that. But you shouldn't wait for a certain deadline where there's a consensus of this is when all men lock in, and you go on this cosplay journey of dressing up like you're like this guy who's on a mission and shit. I think it feels good because there's a lot of men with no purpose right now. The red pill's pretty much dead to a certain extent. You see MGTOWs kind of dying. All of these different spaces for men are dying. So the men who are spectators now are lost. They don't really know what to do. So they have to cling to some new fucking echo chamber to live in. I can feel it. I can feel the atmosphere on the internet right now when it comes to how men are. And they're grasping for straws. They're trying to figure out who's the guy to follow. Who's the guy that has that new philosophy that's I've been needing to hear but not doing anything with, right? Now it's the great lock-in. Now all the grind set guys are back. We got to stop this cycle, fellas. And we got to have our goals, and we have to be doing that every single day. And yes, it's cool to take a break. No, it's not cool to isolate yourself and not talk to people over these next few months. That is the worst possible shit you can do. This whole monk mode, ghost mode shit. Yeah, you can go quote unquote ghost or whatever, but you should be building a network, because I'm going to tell you guys, fellas, I've made my most money because of my network. I've made the most money in my life because of my network, because somebody gave me a tip on this specific thing to do at this specific time, or they introduced me to this specific person who invested in one of my companies, or they just gave me some insight that I didn't know before. All of this came from human relationships. So as you're in this lock-in period, why don't you lock in on your network and who you know and start to build that out? Build your own brand so people can start to follow you, so you can start to know people who will then be able to help you in different things that you have going on. Why not lock into that? What is this all about? Just like performative shit, cold showers, running a mile, doing this, doing that. Where's the bread? Where is the tangible success that comes with this lock-in period? Now, there will be guys who lock in on their business. Great. But there are a lot of guys who are going to lock in on shit that don't even matter when they don't even have money to feed themselves. That's the sad part about this whole shit. You know what I mean? So this is a short video because I think this whole lock-in shit is crazy. I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, I'm sure. Maybe not. I hope not. Hope so. I don't know. But you don't need this great lock-in, bro. You don't. You just need a vision. You need a mission that you're going to follow for the next 5 to 10 years. Start with the year, right? And don't wait for New Year's resolution, because that shit's not going to change the inadequacy that you have. Focus on your mind. Focus on your thoughts. Focus on your beliefs in yourself. Focus on what you think about success and how you think about money. Go deep into your soul at this point and pull out the barriers that are keeping you from hitting the goals that you need to hit, because it's all mental, fellas. No matter how many cold showers you do, no matter how many miles you've jogged and ran, you will still hit a ceiling if you don't solve the inner state of yourself. You need to monitor your thoughts. You need to monitor your beliefs. You need to understand why emotions are happening, which then cause the actions that you take every single day. That's what it is. That's all it is. The woman that you're with, you don't need to break up with your girl because it's lock-in time. I actually know guys who will reach out to me and say, bro, Martel, I'm trying to really lock in now. Should I break up with my girl because she's a distraction? You would have already distracted yourself. I don't think the girl's the distraction, bro. And if she's an explicit distraction, you can get rid of her. But I don't think she's distracting you, bro. I think she's following your lead, and you're already distracted. You're already into eating like shit. You're already into scrolling on your phone all day. So what is she going to do? She's going to amplify that. When you're disciplined, the woman will start to either be disciplined or she will find her way out on her own. If she's around you and she's comfortable around you and you're not comfortable with your progress and the way that you're moving through life, it is genuinely because you were already behind. You were already not doing shit to begin with. That's why she's comfortable. That's why she's amplifying the laziness that you already had. But you need somebody as a scapegoat, so you use women as the fucking scapegoat. Bro, it's all internal. A woman is an external reflection of who you are inside. I'm gonna tell you guys, if I see a man and I see his woman, and this is respectfully, of course, I will observe his woman as well, respectfully, and that will tell me everything I need to know about him. Does she respect him? Does she look at him a certain way? I will learn everything I need to learn about that man. Is she somewhat intelligent? Does she have her head on her shoulders to where like she understands certain shit? She's very strategic. Great, that tells me a lot about what the man is teaching her, or what kind of caliber of a woman the man attracted. This is everything I'll look at. So your woman's the reflection of you, bro. You get rid of her, okay, you're still going to be in the same place. Still going to be spiraling. Still probably going to still be thinking about her. But that's enough talk about the lock-in. Great lock-in. Y'all don't need that shit. What you need to do is get to work now and get to work for the next few years and set yourself up so that you don't have to ever worry about this bullshit cosplay stuff again. Because I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to keep it real with you. If you didn't have it in you, you will never have it on you. You won't. You got to have it in you, bro. So I appreciate you. I hope this was valuable. Links will be in the description if you want to tap in with any of my courses. My YouTube course is going crazy. This dude just posted something around this. I'm excited. Literally, bro, like 100-something thousand views in like a short period of 3 to 4 weeks or something. 3 weeks, I think, something like that. Some crazy number like that. Like out of nowhere, like account was super, super dead. Now is alive again. So YouTube course is there. Up the price because some of y'all really think that I'm playing around. That shit's going to keep going up. I'm telling you right now. What you see now in the next few months will double as I get more testimonials. I kept it super low. I kept it super, super cheap. I upped it because I didn't believe I was going to up it. The ones that bought it, they're happy about that. They're like, thank God. I have other courses too. Identity OS course. Everyone's speaking wonders about that shit. That shit's changed the way that they think, the way that they're operating. Charisma and communication course. If you're not that great at speaking, that will help you a lot. And obviously my getting jacked thing, jacked protocol, will help you get in shape with over 10 years worth of knowledge. All of that will be in the description. And if you are one of those top men who are looking to realize their unrealized potential and be more magnetic when it comes to women, when it comes to dating, when it comes to life in general, I will help you with that. Links will be in the description to work with me one-on-one. Only want to work with guys who've had some success under their belt and they need that increase, that masculine power that they need to be able to get to the next level. I can help you with that, integrating your dark side so that way you're not a nice guy in certain areas of your life. You're more magnetic, figuring out what archetypes you're missing. I talked about the 4 archetypes. We figure that out and we map it out to exactly what you need so that the growth that you have is mapped out. Very, very, and it's very hands-on with me. So if that's something you're interested in, it will be a significant investment. It's not cheap. It's not for people who are just getting started. Those people are very hard to transform, to be entirely honest with you. It's for the people who need that leg, that extra leg up. All right. So I appreciate you and I'll catch you on the next video.